Alright, let's get started. Been a couple of days without Tactics and Chill, but now Tactics and Chill is upon us, so let's get to it. Start winning some pieces. This is a hard one for this is on number 45 already, that's why. I think do this. And then they're in Zugzwang, so we should be able to win this game. Excuse me. Check if they go here, we win the rook. So they have to go here only. We check, and we win the rook. So that's easy enough, right? All right, so our catch, because we are, yeah, we're gonna win the rook endgame. It's no catch. Let's check. So we have to go to one of these squares. Excuse me. Notably, if I go here, they don't have any checks anymore. That seems important. They can't go here because of the rook. They can't go here because of the queen. They can't go here because of the king. So that seems good. And we just take the rook probably, because when they throw this check, we just walk away. I don't see any issue escaping check at that point. Is there a win? I don't think there's any special win. Just take the rook. How's everybody doing in the chat tonight? What's going on? Alright, black to play. I imagine we should take this bishop, but maybe not necessarily. If we take and then they go here, we could go here, and if they push, then we stop the pawn. That seems clearly good. They'll never stop our pawn, so that should win. Maybe throw this check. Material's like pretty even, so if they sack their queen, we can take their rook, and that wins material. That's nice. If we do this, and they take any other action, like if they go here, then I think queen f3 should win the game, threatening queen h1. So if we go here and then they go here instead, probably queen f3 threatening queen h5 wins as well. Threatening bishop f5 also. Yeah, I think creating multiple threats usually wins. That's good. What do we have here? Check and win the queen, probably. Check. Is there anything to be wary of? I don't think so. Go get it. Knight's pinned. So maybe we just push, threatening to push and then win the rook. That seems good. And now we just attack the knight and win it, I think. Yeah, that should win, up a rook. What's gonna happen here? Excuse me. What's going on in the chat? What are you guys up to? How are we doing today? I, for one, am pleased that I'm opening an academy soon, so that's cool. A lot of work, but I like to see the progress. Maybe we're trapping the rook or something. I don't see a rook trap. So let's say we just check, just for sake of discussion, right? And then they go like here. I guess we would check here, and they'd go somewhere like this, probably. Not sure the point is being revealed to me here. It's probably just some core idea that I'm not noticing. What could it possibly be? Oh, I think it's check and then attack the rook. Okay, that's pretty simple. Good warm-up situation. Okay, let's keep going. We could throw this check and trade queens. Unclear rook endgame. At least not clearly winning. If we do something slow like queen g6, probably they'll throw some checks. I don't think that's really what we want. I think it's check, take, check. They go back and checkmate. And alternatively, if they take, we check, and then they go here. Only other move, we check like that, and that wins the game. So. There it is. What else do we have going on here? I could win a pawn pretty easily like this, but that doesn't seem like it's clearly winning. Threat is g4, that's pretty good. Down a minor piece to start, so we'd have to win at least a rook to get material back. We have a lot of pawns. I feel like that could be good. At any rate, it seems nearly forced. Like there's not a lot of other checky, forcey moves here. Like if we throw this check and they take it and we play like queen g4 or something, maybe we could play g4. That might be good. But also not sure that it's winning compared to just taking the knight. For example, if we check, take, g4, king g2, take here, take, then we end up in the same position that we had, except we don't have a g-pawn anymore. So probably bishop takes is the right thing. Now we could play queen g4 or queen e4. Queen e4 picks up the pawn and threatens g4, just as a sanity check. If we play queen g4, they would probably play rook g3. And after queen takes e4 check, f3, I guess. We'd have to be happy with getting just a pawn. Melolat, welcome. What's up? How you doing? What's going on here? What's the deal, Melolat? You looking for a game right now? You can send me a casual challenge if you want to get into a game. Ohio, yeah, for sure. Yeah, let's get some skibbity Ohio moves in here. I think queen takes e4 is good. Alright, now bishop c2. If that's really forced, then this is clearly the way to go. Clearly the knees of the bees. We got rook d8 here, maybe. Is my connection bad or something? I feel like. Let me see. Nope, seems like it's there. Alright, so if we throw this check, and they take, up, we go here, they take, we take, they play king h7, then it's not really self-evident to me. Hold on. Okay, Tirza. I think you should challenge my... Okay, I see. So Melolat, my account that you should challenge is this one. I saw your notification, but it was on my phone. So challenge this account to get a game. Chess coach Robert on Lee Chess. Yeah, so maybe it's not going anywhere to throw rook d8, considering other forcing moves here. Yeah, just go on Lee Chess, and like if you navigate to that that page, okay, yeah, you're good. I see you. I also kind of wonder if there is not some shenanigan-y tactic thing here, like where we trade and then take with the knight here and then we're magically winning. Find it unlikely. Alright, hit me up with that challenge. I think something with like 5 seconds increment or something, like a little bit of increment, just so I can still chat with you all, is a good idea. Okay, got your casual challenge. 10 plus 0, no increment. Probably it'll be okay. You are first after all. All right, let's go to the game. Let me make it look good. Pardon my appearance, 1 second. All right, let's roll. I think that should do it. Beep, beep. Oh, hold on. Scoot that in. Scoot this down. There we go. Make that board look better. Oh. I probably should have not done that. Okay, any requests for a first move from anybody in the chat? Melolat gets priority, but happy to take any request. Also, Melolat, also known as Ms. Tirza, has the first move, so I guess we'll see. We're ready to roll. I'm thinking if I had to just like guess a first move without seeing anything, maybe e6 or c5, something like that. Or a6 even. Alright, I'm gonna play c5. See how this goes. And I'll play e6, trying to make it so this bishop is not a big deal for me. So let's see, it's May 21st. We are 7, 8, 9, 10. We're like 11 days away from opening. That's pretty exciting, if I do say so myself. Let's get the knight out here, attacking a pawn. That's probably not the best move, but I'm cool with it. Let's go with this, just attacking that pawn more, since it dared to come close. Alright, get rid of the defending piece. And let's see, what's my preference? What's gonna be more useful? I think this is a pretty useful move. I get my pawn, it's check, let's see what they do. Okay, maybe I'll attack it a little bit more. See what I can do. push this pawn. I feel like I have some freedom just because I got a bunch of developing moves. So I might be able to do something a little bit tricky. So this bishop's protecting that, so I just want to chase it away. Okay, good move. Kind of want to do some more tricky stuff, but I'm not sure it's justified. So here's a normal move instead. Just not losing my queen. The academy is almost ready. That's nice. So now I'm just working on preparing for the first day of camp and the first day of classes in less than 2 weeks. And we've got coaches hired and everything. It's gonna be nice. And we're gonna have a cafe. I think that's probably one of the things that people will be most excited about, because even if they don't play chess, a lot of people drink coffee. What's not to like about a place where you can get coffee and people play chess? Excuse me. I think white has some interesting prospects here. Alright, so trading off. I feel happy about that, I guess, because there were some opportunities for like a little bit more complication, maybe with like knight h4, but nothing wrong with trading off. I might regret putting this pawn here. Maybe it'll get vulnerable. Heck yeah. Thank you for all the support, Tirza. Alright, little pawn move. Tirza's playing more solid than usual. I like that. Getting all the pieces out. That's been the big talking point for a little while. Gotta get all the pieces out. It's the chess equivalent of Bob Ross's like happy little trees, you know, just happy little pieces, getting them out. I still need to do that. This bishop is not developed. It needs some time. So probably this move f4, you could see it as like a waste of time when I should have been getting this bishop out. Since it didn't lead to winning material or anything. Alright, rookie 1. I think now is my time to get my stuff out. This is a pretty typical way of black gaining some time whenever there's a bishop on c4. In like almost any opening, this will gain a little bit of time if executed correctly. So whenever d5 comes, if there's a bishop on c4, you usually have to move it. Sorry, let me just adjust this board a little bit. There we go. So now it's a pop quiz, like, will Tirza attack the queen and gain some extra time in a different way, or ignore it, or move the bishop? And if it moves, where's it gonna go? Like here, or here, or here? There are pros and cons to all of them. Yeah, there's the counterattack that we've all been waiting for. So now I need to probably put my queen like here. I could have put it here too, but I like this one. Keep an eye on some of these things. I've been putting up lots of flyers and making phone calls and drumming up some partnerships. There's a lot of great things coming for the Chess Academy. Okay, now I need to get this bishop out, so we have to make some room. Hello, Hieronymus Bot. Welcome. Good to see you. Run a quick 1v1. I'll definitely take a casual seek if you like. I might play more than one person, though. Happy to get a game in. Something with a little bit of increment. Pretty much any amount of starting time would be fine. Okay, so this knight's coming out here, but it's not really threatening anything. So maybe I'll just keep going, like push. Yeah, push, push, push. That seems good. Sometimes when you do this kind of thing, you have to look out for the hanging piece and how your pawn could be pinned. But in this case, because there's too much stuff in the way, it's not really a major issue. But for example, like if these two knights were already gone, then there'd probably be a move like just bishop takes e4 or knight takes e4. Yeah, bishop takes e4 because it would exploit the pin. But since the bishop's still there, I can happily take with the pawn first, so it's kind of too expensive. Okay, there's the check. Now I could block. I don't know if I have to. I could also just give up a piece. Yeah, I think I'm okay with just giving up the rook. I don't really mind. Preferably rapid. Yeah, let's do a rapid game. That sounds good to me. Like 10 plus 5 or something. 10 plus 5 sounds good. Yeah, whatever floats your boat there, as long as it has a little bit of increment. Oh, I thought knight f7 was coming up, because now this allows me to trade off that issue. Maybe even just take the bishop. Let's see, if I take the bishop, is my queen getting trapped? Doesn't look like it. I think I'll risk it. I'll risk my biscuit. Or something. Okay, knight c5, hitting the queen. I'm not too worried though. I think I'll just drop it back over here. That seems safe, so I'll just go ahead. Seems good. Now, white lost a piece, but I lost a couple of pieces. So now the remaining pieces have lots of good squares, but it doesn't really bother me at all. Just because I can always give something back if I need to. Maybe I'll just trade off this bishop just to get my pieces out and develop my remaining rook. That's probably pretty foolproof. So Hieronymus, are you not playing Blitz in general right now, or just, today? Am I reading a deeper sentiment about Blitz, or is it just coincidence? Is this the real life, or is it just fantasy? Yeah, I'm happy to discuss the rationale. I find it interesting. Jakester, welcome to the chat. The F-pawn is out to be army strong, hopefully. Yeah, I'd hope that it would be army strong. Strong like bull or something. Yeah, curious move, right? Hanging queen. How dare I? Yeah, good move. You don't want to fall for the back rank mate by taking the queen. Maybe we're doing army strong. Jake foreshadowed it, so I think we're obligated to go with the army strong pawn here. I'm not big on blitz myself, by the way, Hieronymus. I think it's kind of like there's a cultural imperative to play blitz just because people are too pressed for time to really bother playing other time controls, and that makes it hard to play. And like exposure is good. It's definitely good to see a lot of games, but ultimately I think one of the best things, and this came up on Discord earlier. In fact, I should check out Discord real quick. It came up on Discord earlier. You know, analysis aside from tactics is one of the things that is the most rewarding for your chess improvement. And classical time controls followed by analysis, it's like that's almost as good as it gets, as far as like self-study is concerned. Okay, drop that down. All right, get the old check. I think that's the right way to do it. Maybe throw another check, and this is just to clear the way for me to activate my pieces a little bit better. Jake says that he likes the pace of rapid compared to 5+3 blitz. I think that's a fair sentiment. All right, here comes checkmate. I'm gonna pre-move it. All right, good game. Just as a quick post-mortem, I think this move e5 early kind of made it hard to get a strong position. The issue with advancing this pawn so quickly is you're neglecting your development. Yeah, good game. And on top of that, this pawn itself becomes weak. You know, I play a normal move, knight c6. I would have probably done that anyway, but this time it comes with a threat. And if you don't support it immediately with f4, it's going to get lost. If you want to play like this, you should play f4. But then you have other issues to reckon with. Like, let's say I play something simple like d6, and you have this issue again. You're like, how do I avoid getting a weak pawn? If you support with the knight, then the same kind of issue arises. It's just that now we don't have an f and a d pawn, and that's not necessarily favoring white. So getting e5 in there so quickly without preparation can be detrimental. It's dangerous to do that unprovoked. To play differently, you could play like knight f3, for example. Happy to discuss here in the chat. Yeah, I think we do probably agree on the good points for rapid. I think if I could just play classical games constantly, that would be nice. Oh, by the way, another thing about e5, one move that I didn't play that would probably be very reasonable is this one. I think this just immediately scoops a pawn. You maybe get like a little bit of counterplay like this, where you get some development for your time. But even this, I think black should be fine. So this was probably the main issue in this game, if I had to guess. Big booty fish. All right, I see your challenge. Let's jump into it. All right, any requests for first moves? Anybody? I think we've been getting a lot of like d4 and c4 in our recent requests. I don't know if that's just the chat or if that's like how things are going in the world. Maybe just for sake of variety, I'll play e4 unless there's another request. c3. All right, let's do c3. Interesting. I think Tirza asked for c3 on a previous occasion. I didn't play it, so I'm glad that you mentioned it again. Logan, welcome. f4. All right, I'll play f4 next game. Or, Logan, if you want to challenge me, I'll play 2 games at once and I'll play f4 in your game. Just make it a casual game with a little bit of increment so I can keep up with the chat. Alright, Big Booty Fish is stunned. He doesn't know what to do against c3. Tirza's deep prep has thwarted him. Even Big Booty Fish can't analyze this position. We're in chess 960 mode now. What's going on? Symmetrical variation, question mark. The accelerated, oh, there we go. Cool. Maybe just kind of tickle a new repertoire you mentioned before. Oh yeah, that's right. Hieronymus is working on a new repertoire. Okay, so let's say maybe F4. Is that too crazy? It's wild and crazy. You know what? Let's maybe transpose into something that will at least test this new repertoire. I don't want to just go completely off the rails if you're trying to do something interesting. So this is already looking similar to some real openings. Let's see how Hieronymus is choosing. What kind of transposition do they want? They could always try like D5, Knight F6, even C5 could maybe become some kind of prep. Something that's not necessarily preventing me from doing anything, like Knight C6 is possible. D6 if that was there. Like if they wanted to play E4, E5, Knight F3, D6, they might play that now. If they wanted to play E4, E5. Alright, so okay. There's a move. What's it gonna be? Okay, maybe it's funny money time. Let's see, is there something reasonable? All right, so let's say it was like E4, E5, Knight F3. If they would have played Knight F6, C3 wouldn't normally be a move there. So maybe to try to go into whatever they wanted prepared for that line, it could be Knight F3. Just, I don't think so. I think we're gonna go with this. Another fair option could have been D4, which is kind of like a Danish gambit thing, but maybe that could still happen depending on what they play. But I want to see what they do with a little bit of freedom. Could be fun. All right, so got it. So the new repertoire has Dutch, Trompowsky, and Elechine. Nothing prepared for C3. Interesting. So if I had played E4, Knight F6, obviously C3, you would play Knight takes E4. Yeah, if you wanted to go into Elechine territory from here, after C3, Knight F6, or C3, E5. Maybe you should just go for C5, C3, C5. That way you, if E4, then Knight F6. If I play E5, you play Knight D5, and that's basically like a Elechine defense position. And if, let's see, if you wanted Dutch, you could play F5 against C3. That's not terrible. So E5 is probably a bit of an overreaction if those are the kinds of things that you want. Of course, nothing wrong with playing any move against C3. So I think the big question in the mind here is Knight takes E4. Welcome, S. Bailey. Hardly ever play Blitz either. Plays every once in a while to see if reflexes are improving. Yeah, I think faster time controls are more like a test than a training, aren't they? If you've been studying well and improving in your long games, the Blitz and Bullet and stuff are more like, you know, how are the old reflexes doing? How well did you internalize stuff? Alright, here comes d5. Interesting. So I have to take it, pretty much. Alright, knight takes d5. Got it. Got it, got it. Let's hit this pawn, I guess. I've been playing Blitz more in the last few years just because I didn't have time for anything else. But if I could make a lifestyle shift and play longer games, I would be happier. I used to like only play tournament games, but those days are somewhat behind us. Okay, what's going on here? Let's just hit this knight and see what happens. This is one of the nice things about playing c3. You can sometimes get this quick queen thing and an attack on the light squares, which is something that you work really hard for in other openings occasionally. Like in the Italian, people put all their pieces to attack the light squares right away, and usually doesn't amount to much. Just because it's kind of mainstream. Some openings that have c3, aside from like Danish Gambit, could include Ponziani opening, but usually in the Ponziani opening you might get bishop b5 instead of bishop c4. So the most obvious move against queen b3 is like bishop e6, but this might run into some queen b7 ideas, so I'm guessing Big Booty Fish is wondering about giving up the pawn, potentially. I find it pretty dubious, though. Alright, so this is sort of the typical way to deal with this. But after queen a4, knight's hanging. They have to play c6, probably. And I think this is my cue to trade off my bishop just to avoid b5, so maybe here goes nothing, I guess. Okay, do I really care? That's the other thing. Excuse me. And if anybody wants to get a second game going here, just send me a challenge with a little bit of increment. I'm happy to throw another game on here. Right now we have only one. I think I'm okay with allowing b5. At least for the memes. I'm not certain that it's good, but it feels kind of playable. And if I overlook something, then I overlook something. Whatever. I kind of like my position. Like, even though I can't get these pieces out that easily, I've netted a little bit of material. I have a little bit of activity. I can castle pretty soon. That all seems right to me. Well, now that Hieronymus has come out with the new repertoire features, we might have to just play a few and kick the tires on that repertoire. Okay, so he's going for the trade-off. That probably makes sense. Knight's hanging, sad face. Okay, now I feel inclined to just take with the queen Do I really care what happens next? Probably should care. Yeah, I'll just take that. Alright, we got a new challenge, so let me throw that on the docket. That is, here's just add a little bit of increment because I'm gonna play more than one game, so I won't be able to keep up without any increment. My connection's not that good, I'll just flag. Hieronymus is not a fan of C3. It was Tirza. I'll throw Tirza under the bus. She said C3, I'm pretty sure. If I scroll back, yeah, that's right. What a meme opening. Best move in the position, knight b6. Okay, there's that challenge. That's another 5+0. Okay. Alright, this is expected. Yeah, no problem. Alright, so we're gonna just protect our stuff. Don't mind me. Phil is asking, do I ever try to get into a losing position just so I can give my opponent the old backdoor switcheroo? I mean, I feel like I do that all the time on stream, just like deliberately play a little bit worse just to jazz things up. For example, I saw that this was going to happen, but I thought it was worth just trying out just to see, because I feel like it's really easy to just get the feeling that you know what's going on when chess is really complicated. Alright, here comes that challenge. 5+20, that's a lot of increment. That works for me. Alright, let's get it going. So Tirza gets a taste of her own medicine. Here comes c3. Oh, I think I promised f4. It's okay. If next game I'll throw f4 on the table. Alrighty. Alright, I'll put f4 just to honor the age-old tradition. So rolling up on this, I'll put queen c2, fianchettoing my queen, of course. That's the way to do it. Alright, time to get my piece back, maybe. We'll see. Yeah, Bailey made a good point that sometimes people try to like beat the bad opening, quote unquote, and that can lead to further mistakes from time to time. Okay, so this is not perfect. I think I'm okay with not perfect. A very solid pin there. How long have I played chess for? Asks Scorebeam. Today I've been playing for, let's see, what time is it? Like 45 minutes or something. And in my life, I've been playing for like 16 years maybe, I think. Let's get that e4 pawn in. Okay, I don't need to like absolutely ruin my life here. I could probably do that. Okay. Let's push. Just keep pushing. Push, push, push. This is different from pushing when you're not attacking something, because now I actually have a threat, so I can kind of solidify in time. Alright, this is a good move, attacking with tempo, so I'm going to just defend against it. Alright, let's check, so I better take. Alright, so all my silliness was for naught in this game. Queen h5 was a good defensive resource. Threat was bishop g4. So I had to kind of just trade down. And all that funny counterplay seems like it went away. Okay, let's get something rolling here. Maybe just develop a knight. Scorbino has been playing for 6 months, but you get worse with every game you play. That's statistically unlikely. How is it possible? Alright, how about this? This guy's under attack. I should probably... No, I can't do such drastic things. Probably just protect my stuff. Best protect your neck, as they say. Alrighty, castle my king. Nothing wrong with that. Yep, that's why there's nothing clever to do here. I should probably take the knight, because why not? Alright, throw that knight out there. Work the old time pressure a little bit. Not that there's much to work with here. Okay. Let's get that going. Get out of the pin. Whimsically skedaddle away, I suppose. Okay, that was lucky because bishop d3 was winning a piece. Excuse me. Let's just attack that, why not? Let's get a little bit of space going here. Playing fast and loose out here. Okay, interesting. I've got problems. Just bully that. "16 years is insane." Okay, well, call me insane, I guess. It feels like a long time for sure. Let's just do that. Protect our stuff, of course. Let's do this. That could be fun. Remember, it's important to have fun. That's why we're doing this. Okay, let's go there. Let's do that, why not? check. Oh man, I should get out of here. No check, please. Create some threats where I can. Welcome, British Food Equipment. Phil says that we should have an extension of the chessboard. That'll be wild work, sir. Excuse me. Okay, maybe just protect my stuff like that. What's going on here? Just get some pieces out. Just protect my thing if I can. I don't really want to sacrifice everything, but, you know, the position's pretty bad. Oh, wait, do I have a chance here? No, I don't. Not reasonably. Alright, taking these pieces back. Hit that bishop because it's annoying me. It's probably going to take my pawn. Rest in peace. Logan says their biggest hurdle is they never end up playing games because they have a ton of anxiety about starting a game. Yeah, that's rough. A lot of chess is just the mental fortitude part, I guess. Let's just harass these pawns. Okay, c5. I should probably just get rid of that. Bailey likes Lucas Chess, an open source chess game. That's nice. Open source is always great. Better save my... oh. I can't save all those things. Maybe I'll just give up the rook. Okay, check. Who said it was okay to check? Let's go in the middle. Let's go bother this pawn. Black's got a lot of stuff to work with here. For now. Let's just swoop over there, why not? Swooping is my favorite endgame activity. Moving your piece all the way across the board makes you look intelligent, from what I've heard. Okay, let's hit the queen. Let's do this. Let's go here, maybe. Just try to create some minor inconveniences on the way to wherever we might be going. There goes to the neighborhood. Hit the rook, I guess. Let's go here. Alright, let's trade off this pawn. Let's get in front of it. I don't know if that's good or not, but let's try. I might just not die here, I'm not sure. That was a big think. Let's go here. Boom. That was a big oof, unfortunately. Okay. Hit the knight, hit the rook, I guess. Okay, good game. That was unfortunate. Hard to play the endgame, though. Bruiser's generous. Yeah, I believe it. Thanks, Muslim. Yeah, this was all very shenanigan-y. Not correct. Let's go to the rematch, probably. I think maybe... All right, a quick analysis, and then we'll do the rematch. I think in this position I'm okay, but I should not play knight takes e5. Best move here is probably to take and allow queen takes, and then I think just castle. And this is probably a good position for white, but I wanted to do some funny business, and black was playing pretty well until the critical moment here. One detail that we didn't go into is how even if I went here, they can play this nice sequence. Oh, wait, that's check. So actually, I missed it. If they do this, it's check. Oh, okay. So I actually probably was slightly better here even. Let's just check the engine real quick. I mean, there's knight takes g2 here. Oh, no, it says knight g6 is better. That makes sense, just f6 pressuring. Okay, so let's go to the rematch. And how's Tirza doing? Let's go over here. Taking a check so that I can do my thing. All right, so Big Booty Fish said that they are playing Dutch and Alekhine defense. So maybe I'll do the same exact thing. Wait. So, hold on. Scrolling back to the new repertoire from our friend here. Oh, they want to try Trumpowski, right? So knight f6 will allow Trumpowski. It's still Trumpowski even if I play d5 on move 1. Is that right? I can never really quite remember. Okay, let's save our knight in this game. Okay, bishop g5. I seem to recollect that there are some memes. I mean, like knight e4 is a main move, d5 is a main move. I think even knight h5 is a move. So let's just check this out. This could be a funny game. All right, have you prepped knight h5? Let me know. I think it's playable. Yeah, that last game was pretty wild. Should definitely not have played knight takes e5. It's very greedy. It goes against the whole thing that I'm always saying. Develop your pieces. Develop your pieces almost never fails. Is it good or bad that I always play some weird stuff? I've been wanting to play like more kind of whimsical, fun stuff recently, just to like stay engaged. Because you can play like every main line and stuff, but if you're not playing like tournaments on a really regular basis, I think it gets pretty hard to like stay fresh in the main lines. And so for an online game, some random stuff can be amusing and practical, a little bit practical, you know, because neither of you know what's going on. I've definitely never had this position in my life. At least not both sides, not with the white pieces where they are. Maybe I've had this structure before in a different position. Bailey says that they love it when they make a massive blunder and their opponent has to think for a few minutes because they think it's a trap. Yeah, that's always funny, especially when they like go ahead and like respect it and like don't accept your blunder. It's funny, like sometimes when I'll see my students do that, they'll like get up and like make a, you know, just try to look very confident and very happy with their position, even though they're like dead lost and they know it. It's like the meme where the guy's like wearing the happy mask, but he's crying behind the mask. Hello, Zoe. Welcome. Hieronymus is ordering a burger. Yeah, don't let that burger get away. Okay, so what's the way that people play such positions? I need to remember. I think it's with... Well, there's definitely h5 involved, so let's play h5. Okay, bishop went to h8, unexpected. I'm gonna throw one of these things on. That seems correct. Tears is playing well in these games. Getting pieces out, not making big blunders. Okay, c4, preventing d5. Interesting. Let's do this and see what happens. I think now that d5 has been prevented, the knight needs a future. Yeah, that's probably a little too wild and crazy. So let's throw in c5. That seems right. Alright, good capture. Excuse me. I think it's time for me to go be insertive. A little insertive. How's it going, Pacha? Good to see you. Welcome to the chat. Here comes d5. c7 as planned, of course. Alright, queen c4. I think this is my chance to trade down. And hopefully get a better position. Roach Cobbert, yeah. Couch Robert, yeah, all those anagrams are available on GoDaddy for sure. No one's trying to get those URLs. Let's get rid of that pawn before it becomes a problem. interesting. Maybe I'll just bully this rook and see where it wants to go. I guess I already know the answer. If I play g4, they'll probably play rook d5. I think I'll go for this weak pawn. Checky check, never hurt anybody. Yeah, I think it would also be nice if we had better chess culture in the USA. But, you know, that's something that we do together. We all have to just make it happen. It's not going to happen on its own. And I believe that US can make it happen. That's part of why I'm starting Savvy Chess in the New Orleans Chess House. I think it's going to be a good opportunity to enliven the US chess culture. Hieronymus is wondering why I submit myself to this kind of position. Am I giving myself a psychological out? I'm like genuinely curious about how it's gonna go. I just want to see a variety of situations, really. I could play something very normal with like a big like theory and stuff, but to me this is entertaining at the moment. Oh, there goes a rook. I'll go get that rook. I also like do have some kind of deep-seated point. I don't believe that like I should be able to achieve what I'm hoping for in these positions, but I do have an idea, at least. And I kind of want to see like how far I can go before the things are like untenable. All right, let's get this knight out of here. And maybe I'll protect my little pawn like this. Alright, good game, Tirza. So what happened here? This was a complicated game. So I did some weird stuff, of course. I think black's position is totally fine. I like this knight e4. I feel like it's very hard to execute a typical way of getting rid of it because I don't have the d2 square available for this knight to trade it off. So that was cool. You got a good position for that minor piece right away. Somewhere I think I allowed some tactics unexpectedly. Yeah, so this was probably not good. Oh, you know what? I could have taken the knight and I didn't see it. Oh, no. My queen's hanging. That's right. Yeah, so probably this is where I went wrong. I should probably play rook e1 and not allow knight e2. So you got a good position after I made that oversight. And here I was giving away this rook. I think you should just take it, because if you take and I go get the rook here, my knight's going to be trapped at the end, so you would actually just win an exchange, and that would be probably good enough. And this is where it started to kind of go wrong for you. I think allowing me to get this really strong knight on e6 made it kind of easy to keep playing, even though it was such a like weird pawn structure and everything. Yeah, you definitely should have taken it. I think that was the main takeaway there. Okay, so here's h3 in this game. Let's try b5. That could be fun. White's pieces are all kind of like picture perfect. Black's pieces are kind of gross, frankly. If I had to look for like an upside for black, it would be Probably some of the center control is nice to have. Probably this kind of control on the flank with h5 might be useful, but there are downsides to all of it. Like white can attack these various things and undermine them, but white has to choose a plan, and that's pretty difficult. I haven't developed my pieces yet, so I'm like pretty flexible in general. Let's see. Oh, I was reading the chat. I didn't really mean to make that move. Bailey says, I think kids are discovering chess these days. Their nephew saw a board and he knew how to play. Now knows how he learned. Get that kid to a chess academy. Chess, I think, is kind of riding a wave of popularity, and it seems to be like pretty flat across demographics, which is interesting and unusual. Probably regrettable that I played a6 before doing other useful things, but you know, I'm cool with it. Excuse me. For example, like, how are you going to defend this pawn? Maybe you don't need to because you're already up material, but it gives me a kind of clear course of action. And if anybody else wants to start a game, feel free to send a challenge with just a little bit of increment. I don't really care how much time otherwise. Just a tiny bit of increment. This seems good to me. I like that. B4, good move. That's what I thought you would play. Except maybe I take the rook. I kind of thought if you move the rook and then play b4, that could be even stronger. But what do I know? Okay, I think take with the knight. Seems good. Let's get rid of that bishop. Open files are for me, I guess. Just put my pawn there for safety. Safety first. This is kind of a familiar situation, like the last game. And suddenly the black pieces kind of come to life. White's low on time. Very dangerous, very demure. No, I missed my opportunity again. Very careless of me. Just activate my pieces, I guess. Time's low, don't do it. Okay. Let's take this. And then take... What am I gonna take? I think I have to take this knight, maybe. Throw a check in for good measure. I don't see why not. Yeah, I can't let this knight live. Let's tuck my king here. Don't mind me. Yeah, let's just get all the pieces in. See what happens. Okay, maybe that's what happens. That's not good. I'm just gonna run away, YOLO. Oh, what a cruel world. Excuse me. Have I read Perpetual Chess Improvement by Ben Johnson? No, not really. I know of Ben Johnson. I didn't know that he'd read a book. Did it come out recently? The memes are kind of running dry here. Let's see, what do I have left in terms of funny, weird things that could happen? Well, let's just keep rolling with it, I guess. Really testing Big Booty Fish's nerves here. It's the main stress test going on here. It's on Audible? Okay. I remember I checked out his Perpetual Chess podcast when he was making it. So probably I've seen a lot of the content. Oh, I wanted a rook. That's no good. Hard to make funny things happen with no pieces. Uh-oh. Let's see. What's gonna happen now? Alright, how many bishops are we gonna get? Yes, more bishops. All the bishops. That's so funny. Now you have to put the last bishop on g8 for sure. Come on, you know you want to line up the bishops. There we go. Yes, the ritual is complete. Now you have to put your king right here, I think, on c8 to really complete it. Make a straight line. Yes, let's do it. Alright, that ritual has been complete too. You can check that off my chess bingo bucket list. That is hilarious. Alright, now time for the checkmate. Let's get it done. This is going to be a very funny checkmate too, I have a feeling. Nice. Alright, good game. Yeah, so what I did was really garbage. I think there is a way to play knight h5 within reason, but I don't know any of the theory. Let's see. So, no games found, huh? I guess not. I think there might be a knight h5 somewhere along the way. Yeah, good game. That was funny. Somewhere. We should definitely get a rematch. But real quick, I think there is something that you might want to be aware of where, like, after d5... Hold on. Alright, so... After d5, if you play Trumpowski, I think you usually will play knight... Is it normally knight f3 here, and then you play bishop g5? No, this is Torre attack. So Trumpowski, you'll probably play bishop g5 no matter what I do, right? I remember there was something... Hold on. What's the main move order here? Is it d5, knight c3, and then bishop g5? Anyway, I think there is some situation. Kronos, yes, I am on Elite Chess only. I think there is something where after bishop g5, they respond knight h5. Something to look out for. Alright, is this Hieronymus? Okay, I'll get the Tears of Game. Hold on. And I'll also do that rematch. And if anybody else wants to jump in, feel free to throw your hat in the ring. Alright, where's the Tears of Challenge? Where'd it go? Alright, there it is. Let's jump on it. Okay. Now I think Hieronymus has earned the right to a serious test of one of their major openings. So let's play d4 and allow that Dutch that they've been hoping for. And over here, what does Tirza get? f4, which was requested earlier in the chat. Yeah, and if somebody's looking to get a game and they don't know my profile, this is the link right here in the chat. Are the kitty gloves coming off? No, there's still kitty gloves. But I'll play a real opening at least. Alright, so d5. I think normally people play knight f3. Bailey says that the book is what got them doing reviews. It says in the book that's probably the only thing all high-level chess players agree on when it comes to getting better. Yeah, I think reviewing your game is super critical. Alright, I think usually people will play g3 in this, so I'll try that out. Let's play this version for Big Booty Fish. Yeah, so the only... Brother John, welcome to the chat. I guess the only thing is analysis. Analysis of your games. That's what everyone agrees on. That's the best thing. Kronos, I can do any time control with a little bit of increment, just because I'm on a VPN and it's slow and I want to talk to the chat. But if you want to start with 1 minute or 3 minutes or 10 minutes, as long as it has some increment, like at least 3 seconds of increment, that will fly for me. I'm totally happy with that. Okay, let's do this. And I think this is called Staunton Gambit. This is like old school Dutch theory. Yeah, I really like analyzing my games. I haven't done it a lot recently just because I haven't been playing a lot of tournaments, but after I play next month, I'm looking forward to analyzing my games. I think that's a great way to improve. Okay, so here, bishop c5 check. This could be interesting. I can block with tempo, but then maybe I give up the e4 square. I think I can probably deal with that for sake of gaining some time. So this is like a main line of the Dutch that we're playing here, Staunton Gambit, I think it's called. And this was popular for a long time, I think, but probably starting in like the late 1800s when like Staunton and Capablanca and those guys were playing chess. And I don't think it counts as like a real gambit because I think generally black doesn't hold on to the pawn. I could be mistaken though, since this is not a core opening that I know super well. Alright, so there's the tempo thing. And how do I want to deal with this? Where does my dark bishop go? I think that's the real question. Maybe it goes on a3. I think that's going to be okay. Oh, Chronos says that I answer really fast for the internet. I'm doing my best here. I've noticed that it takes like a couple seconds for moves to come through, even though my stream is probably like not so bad for the latency. And another weird thing on a VPN, sometimes the pieces will like slowly appear instead of all appearing at once, and it's kind of disorienting. All right, bishop a3 now. Try to make it hard to castle. I didn't think I would get away with that. All right, Jake says, saw a video where Noel Studer recommends asking 3 questions in 3 critical positions as a guideline for how to analyze each game. Yeah, that sounds like a good way to go. Yeah, I think it does depend where I'm VPNing. That's probably true. And it also depends on what I'm doing on Lichess. Like I noticed for puzzles, they load like 1 by 1, but for games, they usually load pretty quickly. All right, so there's c6. Interesting. I think the prescription says f3, but maybe it's just bishop takes f6. Chop, chop, chop. All right, I'm gonna think about this for a second. Bishop a5. Okay, so maybe trying to trade off to get some access to squares. That seems reasonable. I kind of need to think in this game too. Let me see. I like these plugs for Noel. Like to see it. Maybe I'll have to pay attention to that too. Let's give c4 a shot. Just give a little more space. I'm gonna try f3. I'm not 100% sure about it. Like bishop f6 might be the move, but I'm cool with this. Seems good. Kronos is asking, do I need an account to challenge me on Lichess? I think you can challenge me anonymously. Lichess has a lot of support for anonymous play. So if you send me an anonymous challenge, I will take it. I just, I haven't ever tried to challenge someone who's logged in while anonymous, so I'm not really sure. But please do challenge me. Logged in or not logged in, whatever's possible. I think one nice thing about analyzing games from tournaments and stuff is that you can analyze it in, for example, the way that I made a video about, where it's like you do a first pass that's just like what do you remember from during the game, and then a second pass where it's like this is your best attempt, and then another pass where you actually look with the engine and stuff. But you can also come back to a game like years later and keep analyzing it and find new and interesting things. I think that's pretty great. Okay, what's the best move here? I might be able to snag a free move, but I'm not sure it's actually worth doing. I think I'll try this. Just take back, simple stuff. Yeah, no problem, Kronos. I don't know all the features either, honestly. I could try it. You know, I'll have to try it another time and let you know. But logging in is free. Lichess is always free. It's a charity and a nonprofit. So if you're worried about having another account, I think it's worth having one. Also, you get like free puzzles and stuff. You get really a lot for free on Lichess compared to other platforms. That's part of why it's my preference. I like that the money, any money that goes into it, like from donations, goes towards like actually maintaining the site and stuff, and towards supporting chess globally. Okay, there's the knight move. Okay, let me get rid of that knight, so I don't have to worry about it anymore. Yeah, I think taking it is probably the smart way. And if the bishop takes, and I assume it will, there'll be a temporary threat on this pawn. I could probably just protect it and give up this exchange, and I think I would probably be okay. Let's give that a try. That could be fun. Is this livey stuff? I don't know what that is. No, this is, I'll send you a URL for it. Lichess stands for Libre chess, which just means like free chess. Okay, there's knight a5. What am I going to do? Maybe just open the center. That could be cool. Yeah, you got it. Sorry I wasn't clear. I thought maybe from my screen it was showing, but it's not. So good on you to ask. What do I want to do? I think let's try d5. Let's just open the position and see what happens. Okay, there's d5, so now is my time to shine. I have to take on e4 now. And I feel like I gained a little bit of time from doing that. Create some weaknesses, why not? All right, so here comes the knight, attacking the bishop. And I think I'll take this, attacking the rook, which to me seems like a major issue for black. That was the whole, maybe not the whole point, but a big point of playing d5. I thought maybe that black was not going to allow that and would instead play a move like f6. But now, trouble's afoot. I'll take that. Bishop g4, okay. Excuse me. Think about that for a second. All right, good game. Yeah, I think things were going pretty well here. Probably forcing me to play d4 and giving me all this extra development was not good either. Like, maybe it would be better to just put the bishop like here on e7 and castle quickly instead. Where would you take the bishop? I don't think you got a chance to take the bishop. What do you mean? Oh, knight e3 or something? I think probably when I play c4, you shouldn't take it either. Here, you got to do something to get maybe bishop b4, just so that you can castle. Because that's a big headache to not be able to castle like that. I think that would be hard to deal with. Okay, so in this game, what am I doing? I think queen d3 is possible. So let's give it a shot. Knight e3 when threatening the rook. Okay, let's go back and see what that moment was. So when the rook was under attack, I don't think you have knight e3. Oh, here is what you're saying. Like knight e7? Yeah, maybe knight e7. Because after knight e7, I might just move my rook and you have time to save the bishop, perhaps? I'd be a little bit worried, like rook b5, if you play bishop b6, then c5's coming in, but maybe that's okay, because if I do that, you get the access to the d5 square. Yeah, probably I would move this. Yeah, I think knight e7 allowing you to castle was also possible, possibly. Jake is asking, does Lichess have a low population? I think it's the second most popular platform. I think its population's pretty good. Oh, I see. Maybe you're responding to Bailey's comment. avoiding elite chess until you can be more consistent. Can make it hard to find games at lower levels. I know a lot of people, like especially like my students, who use lead chess, and their ratings can be around like 600 or something, sometimes 800 or 1,000, and they play games all day, mostly in the faster time controls. I don't think anybody's had like trouble that I know of finding a game. If you're playing a long time control, I think you have trouble on every platform though. Hello Kronos, thank you for creating an account. Feel free to send me a challenge. I'll just send you my profile link again real quick, just for your convenience. You can go there, and when you go on my profile, well, I think it'll show if I leave it up for a second. All right, wait, can you see it? Okay, so let me go to someone else's profile. What's your profile, Kronos? Is it the same? Kronos 18. Maybe Kronos GZ, is that you? No, joined 5 years ago, that's not it. Let me know what your username is and I'll show you how I would challenge you, unless you figured it out. Casual unlimited, okay, gotcha. Let's play a game. All right, good luck. All right, so he's taking the pawn, I should probably take back. Cool, I'm glad that you found it. All right, so E4, what am I gonna play? In this other game against Hieronymus, they were contemplating Knight f6, so I'll try Knight f6 against you, just so we get at least one game in that theme. Big Booty Fish is very low on time. Okay, now the knight has... There's different ways to play this. You can go back or you can go to d5. This is way more common, so I'll play the common one. Alright, what's going on here? Okay, so there's a check. I probably should save my bishop. No bishop blunders for me, thank you. Okay, and trying to trade off, just like that, huh? Well, I'm happy with my structure. I think if I trade off, excuse me, I can play against this weak pawn, like, for a long time. So... is that enough for me to trade down? Do I have a reasonable alternative? I think it's enough. Protecting my pawn with the king. Okay. Let's see. How do I play this opening again? I have to play d6 here, I think. I think that's the main move. Trying to undermine the center here. Also making some room for this knight if I need to in a pinch. Knight d7 played. Yeah, I'm not even down a pawn. Like I said, this gambit is not like a real gambit. Let's get the knight out just because it's kind of required. Not a lot of other squares to go to. Bishop g5, interesting. I think I'll take... Hold on. Does it matter what I do? Let me see. I don't think I want to trade queens so early, so I'll just maybe hit this bishop and see what you do. H6 played, okay. Interesting. Excuse me. Let's do something a little bit strange just for fun. Gotta play fast. Fast, fast, fast. there's a pin on the rook. That seems good. But if I play g6, where are you gonna go? Let's find out. Let's find out. Let's throw this bishop down real quick. Ten-minute games are a little fast for Bailey. Yeah, extra 5 is pretty nice. The only thing I feel weird about with respect to like asking for some increment on my games is that like the reason the increment exists is so that you can write down your moves, and we don't need to do that in this kind of chess. Excuse me. Uh-oh, that's bad. Did I really just step in that? That's crazy. Oof. Horrible. Alright, good game. Got a little distracted there. I thought my position was pretty good. Yeah, like, the clear thing to do is just trade the rook and then play this. That was dumb. Alright, let's get a rematch. Alright, so there's queen h4. I think I'll protect my rook now, so I'm actually threatening to take the bishop. Yeah, that was pretty dumb. Did I hit the rematch? Okay, yeah, there it is. Oh shoot, I saw the time. I probably should not take a rematch right now. I should probably wrap up my last game. But it's been good playing with you guys. I'll probably do this again tomorrow. I usually do it every day. I had to cut back my schedule a little bit just to work on the academy opening and things like that. Okay, let's block that check. Okay, now I can get my bishop because the rook's protected. Yeah, let's see. Is there anything interesting with the opening? I think I got a very good opening position. Okay, over here, queen's moved, so maybe we'll take this pawn. Yeah, I think I got a very good position. Like after c6, f3 has been played a bunch of times, but that makes sense. That's like one of the main ideas. In fact, if you don't play c6 and you play something like knight c6 instead, a lot of the time it's still f3. Or if you play d5 in one go, we could take and then after e takes, play f3. Oh wait, I think it's queen h5 to win the pawn on d5. That's another idea here. But you know, f3 is typical. Bishop g4 I think was maybe a little bit weird. I kind of thought you would just take back, and then I might not have much more than just recovering my pawn with a, let's see, 4, 6, 3, 6. Yeah, with just like a kind of slightly imbalanced position where you have a bishop pair in an open position. Okay, so that's just giving me my pawn, so I'll keep taking. Why not? So I thought that was better, and that bishop g4 is actually giving me some life. I don't know if queen d3 is necessary. Like I could also maybe do this, because if you take, maybe you'll take like this. and however you might take. I'm not sure I really care about that. I could castle this way, or I could play queen d2 and castle long. I think those are both valid options. Where this pawn is kind of weak. Could also just take it back right away. Oh, okay, there's bishop g6. I think I have to take it, probably. I'm not too worried because I could go to different places with my king. Probably f8 so that I don't lose my bishop. Yeah, so queen d3 also maybe not bad. Kind of want to just keep some complexity in the position. I rather like the position that I got. Like this position, if I had to guess what the engine eval is, it'd probably say like +1. Yeah, it says exactly that. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me make it a little bit taller. Yeah, showing +1. Maybe I also like got into too many shenanigans, but it paid off. Like getting this bishop on e6 is really valuable. This makes it so like all these pieces are kind of like not playing. That's very useful. Maybe bishop b4 was not like super accurate. Like I could have just played bishop c3 without an issue. I don't know. I think bishop b4 is okay too. So g5, knight f3. I think this is all good. Nothing wrong with this. Maybe h4 is also not good. I don't know. Like, okay, it says it's already equal, so that's interesting. So at this point, let's just check this move. So it says, yeah, still better, but not the best. It says rook hf1. Okay, yeah, that's interesting. Like maybe just not even bother protecting the pawn. I thought it was important. Let's see, what's the issue for them? Obviously we have to move this knight, so let's say knight f3. Rook e4 looks pretty active, so why not? Okay, so it's bishop c8. Probably not the only move though. It says rook f e1 also good. Yeah, maybe just giving up the d pawn makes sense because fighting to protect it gives black activity, and if you just keep the bishop on e6, you should be better even if you're down a pawn. That makes a lot of sense. Bishop takes c2. I didn't even see that. Okay, that's interesting. Let's go back to this game. Okay, so I'm protected. I'll just chase this queen away if I can. Yeah, it was an interesting game. I think I definitely faltered here. You know, I made a couple bad moves in a row, it looks like, from a very good position. Yeah, I think allowing this transformation is also like clearly not good. I kind of sensed it at the time. I was like, oh, well, I have this bishop on e6, but it's not going to last forever now that this has changed. Probably bringing the knight to e5 was not good. That's interesting too. Excuse me. Alright, where's Kronos gonna move this queen? There it goes. I'll just maybe tuck this bishop. Just got to get it out. And I'm expecting more checks are going to come, so I'll just make sure that I can protect my king. Is there time control in this game? It appears to be a unlimited time game. So I'm just hoping that honor code applies for the time. I do have to get going after this game though. I'm over schedule. Alright, 92, interesting. Maybe I'll just get my own piece out. It's good to get out all your pieces. So I've been told. another piece out. Now that my pieces are mostly out, I feel like I can start trying to create some threats here. Threatening mate. I could take the knight. That would probably help. Probably lose it again right away. I think I could live with that. Let me see. What else do I have here? Could also just take this. That doesn't seem bad. Idea is, as usual, checkmate. Let's take that, go for the win, see if we can get it. Might throw in a check just for good measure. Okay, here comes the hunt. And checkmate. Okay, good game. I think the thing that went wrong in this game probably, I mean, this was a very early sacrifice of 2 pieces. So I think that was probably the main thing. You're so far behind in development that it's really hard to like make use of the king safety issues that you created. Thank you, I appreciate that. Imagine the same position, but like with your rooks out on like the 3rd rank or the open E file or something. Like if you had castled and brought the rook out here somewhere, you might be able to muster up some kind of checkmating attack. But since these guys are all tucked away, it's not quite working. So maybe it's good to be more patient. Like instead of checking me where I can just block it, you could move your bishop so that you like can fight another day. Nothing wrong with putting on d2. That's still technically like a little bit of development, right? It went from c1 back to d2. I think you'd probably have been fine in that case, and you could just try to develop your pieces more slowly. Even the same exact kind of idea that you had would work. Just don't sack the pieces first. You can sack them after you get everything out. Bailey's seen some blog posts on Lichess about people developing using the Maya project. That's interesting. Yeah, I've seen a little bit about the Maya project, and I do think that there's an opportunity for people who are into coding and stuff for chess data analysis and training machines to do more interesting chess stuff. So I'll have to check out this blog post. I haven't really looked into it too much. Okay, I think I need to go here, but thanks for tuning in, guys. For everyone who's tuned in on Twitch, let's do a raid. Let me go find someone that we can raid. And if you have any recommendations, please let me know. Let's see, what do we have here? Anybody? Yeah, thanks for the game. I hope to see you guys next time. I do this a lot, so totally happy to see you next time. Let's raid. Let's raid this person. Do the first one that comes up, but I'm happy to share. Actually, I'm not sure about this. Let's do... Let's do this guy. Why not? Looks like you could use a little raid. Alright guys, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Oh, I'm not able to raid that person. Let's raid somebody else. Let's hit Torricelli. Let's raid this guy. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Alright, here comes the